Hi, Meg. Thank you so much
Hey,
for interviewing.
thanks for having me.
So I'm excited to hear about Cherry Chat. Let's just start with how it started. What inspired it?
I think, like a lot of folks, cherry picks, we were wondering how we should contribute to help folks figure out what to watch during COVID, what films can comfort them during this uncertain time. And I've always believed that film has the power to sort of be that best friend, to be that guiding light. And so Cherry Chat was sort of birthed from this idea of using film as a tool for comfort and to kind of learn how folks from these incredible women from not just the film industry, but all professional backgrounds, how film has not only been there for them in the past during rough times, but how it's helping them through today and, just giving some recommendations and finding out how film can really be that, like I said, that guiding light. Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I was watching, I noticed it's a lot of actresses, but they don't talk about what they're working on a lot. They just talk about like their favorite films and
Mhm.
and books and things like that. Do you try to veer them away from talking about what they're like working on, or do they just voluntarily tell you about everything else they're interested in?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I think that I really, not that there, I mean, not to downplay any of the incredible interviews that are out there with actresses, but I do feel like sometimes when we're just concentrating on their current work, we don't get to have that sort of genuine, authentic conversation to really find out who this amazing woman truly is and what has shaped her and touched her, and that really affects her art. So I think that, I mean, if the actor or filmmaker is promoting something currently, we'll definitely chat about that and um, promote that as it should be. But I do like to try to make it feel like this sort of what's the word? I mean, I like a universal conversation, something that introduces you to this gal. If you weren't, if you didn't know about her work before, and I think that film has that power to sort of connect us all.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely got that vibe from watching. It was more like of a connecting experience,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
other things they're into, not just their work.
Oh,
Um,
that's great. I love that you gravitated toward that and picked up on that.
which
So.
interview that you've already done has surprised you the most?
Oh gosh, I mean, that's what's been so cool about all these conversations. First of all, I mean, all of these women, I don't know if it's just luck or what it is, but all these women that I've interviewed have been so lovely and so giving with their time, and they've led to so many surprising and delightful conversations. I really think that the one that maybe not surprised me the most, but went into a different direction that I was expecting was Horizon Guardiola's interview. She, you guys might be familiar with her. She was in the Get Down on Netflix. She's in Dare Me on USA. She's also a singer. I feel like we created a nice connection and we talked about sort of our pasts, our high school experiences, and also Lydia Hurst's interview I really enjoyed because she's a horror fan, but what was so cool is that she really helped educate not only me, but our audience on all the different sort of tiers and levels and subgenres within horror, which is always eye-opening and really interesting. So, but honestly, I've learned so much, and we've all had such a great time. I mean, we always want to continue chatting, even when our 30 minutes is up.
Yeah, it seems like it because it goes in like a natural direction. You just start talking.
I do. I think it's a little bit of a mixture. Again, I definitely prepare. I make sure to watch or listen or whatever it may be and familiarize myself with the person's work. And yeah, and I definitely do my homework, and I try to think of interesting questions and all of that. They also allow, I think what's always really important is making sure you hit the certain points you want to, but also allow that conversation to go somewhere that you didn't expect, and be comfortable in that. So that's what I always try to. I always try to sort of follow my gut. If I'm finding that the conversation's going in a different direction, just roll with it. Yeah.
What do you like? What's ahead, or what are your ambitions? I guess.
Oh goodness. I mean, I think that I think that it would just be great to extend Cherry Chat beyond just an IG Live. IG Live has been, it's been so great. It's been such an amazing tool for us at Cherry Picks to use to connect to folks, to get our name out there, and I really enjoy it as a platform. But I do would love to, I mean, you know, a lot of talent are still not as familiar with IG Live or may not be as comfortable in IG Live. So I would like to see the show sort of expand to different platforms, which would be very cool. But we'll see what happens. I don't know what kind of new normal we're living in terms of COVID. I'm sure you guys are thinking the same thing of in person versus virtual and all that stuff.
I know. It's everyone's being forced to figure out solutions really fast, and you know, it's good but bad, hard too sometimes. That's why I was curious, because I remember in some of the interviews, people would bring up ideas like book clubs or I don't know, interesting
Oh,
ideas.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
curious.
I think we're always trying to, we're a small team over at Cherry Picks, but we're mighty. So we're always looking to, you know, create more initiatives. I know we're hopefully going to get into doing some Q&As with filmmakers. I would love to start, Alicia Reiner had a great suggestion to do a movie club of the month, sort of like a book club of the
Oh
month.
yeah, I think
So I think, yeah, which would be really fun. And again, it's a way to sort of connect folks through their love of film and the power of film. And I think it's an important time too to do that, to sort of use film to educate, to use film to open your eyes, to see from different perspectives, and important to have those discussions. So I would like to see all of that happen. So fingers crossed that we can kind of do it all at Cherry Pick. So that's always the goal, is to create more content and reach, you know, reach a larger audience. And
is at least one person that you want to interview that you haven't yet?
I think that there's so many amazing women out there who I would love to pick their brains. I really do want to, I would love to also start interviewing authors. Like, I would love to interview like Zadie Smith, for example. And I really like hearing from women who aren't necessarily in the film industry about how film has impacted them, because sometimes I do find that, you know, because women everywhere love film, right? Doesn't matter what you do, where you live.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like when us film folks chat about film, we tend to sort of get in our own little bubble, which is super fun. I love those conversations. I'm such a film nerd that I eat them up. But I think it's also important to have conversations about film with folks that aren't necessarily in that industry. So I really want to, you know, I'd love to talk to a female scientist. I'd love to, like I said, like authors, poets. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, I always say that you know, like we always joke, like get Meryl on a chat. Like, I'll talk to Meryl Streep for 30 minutes.
And that would be hard. It would be so many questions.
I just like, I don't know what I just fangirl so hard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to contain myself.
Where exactly can people find it and when?
It's on the Cherry Picks' Instagram handle. So it's at the Cherry Picks on Instagram, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays at 1 p.m. PST.
Okay. All right. Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, have a lovely rest of your day, and thanks so much.